Hello and welcome to the Western Kentucky University Transfer Center tutorials. My name is Beth Pathalski and I will be walking you through transfer articulation. With transfer, our order of operations are simple. The transcript is received at Western through different means, be it electronically or snail mail. The transcript is then indexed to that student's account in Banner so it can be seen on TopNet. The transcript then will appear the following day on our audit reports that we work. So that's our way of knowing what we need to articulate and in what order. And then we articulate it, we process it. Then all of those steps, they take about 14 days when we are in high peak time. When we are not slammed, it might be same day, it might be 3 days for that entire process to occur. It really just depends on the workload of transcripts that we have at that point in time. Most everyone wants to know if we've received their transcript yet. The easiest way to check that is to look on TopNet under the electronic image documents. So it's under the Student Info Maintenance tab, electronic image documents, and then click on View Transcripts. If there are any transcripts attached or indexed to that student's account, you will see those there. The only exception to that will be military JSTs. They are not visible on TopNet. If you can see it on TopNet, it has been received at Western and it has been indexed to the student's account, which means that we should be able to actually see it and it would then populate on our reports. But if you're curious to know if we have actually processed it or articulated, look for our process stamp on the actual image. It looks like this. It'll say processed by the user and the date. Other stamps you might see will be our received stamp, meaning that we received this transcript in the transfer center and we indexed it to the student's record. Sometimes you'll also see the transcript total double check stamp. Excuse me. That just means that we have been in the record, we've looked at, we've double checked something, but we didn't change any data. If the student is contacting you and saying they have their stuff hasn't been received or they haven't seen it on their account and they're wanting to know where it's at in the process, if it came through the National Student Clearinghouse, we would always say that, please check TopNet first. Is it there? If you can't see it on TopNet and it's not a JST, it means it's not indexed. It does not mean we haven't received it, it just means it's not indexed to the student's account. You can then contact the transfer center and they can actually do a few checks and look through our files to see if maybe we've received it and it's just not indexed. But truthfully, unless it's January or August and it's been a day or two since they say that they have ordered the transcript, we probably have it indexed. The timeline's about 4 to 5 business days on the National Student Clearinghouse. So if the student orders the transcript, then it's about 4 to 5 business days before we even see it in our account so that we can download it. So if it's after that time period, by all means, contact the transfer center and we can do some checks and see if we can find it. If the student says that they ordered it, it's been 10 days, it's not showing on their account, get the emails that the student received from the National Student Clearinghouse. Email number 1 is typically just a receipt. Email number 2 will typically tell the student how it was sent to Western and when it was downloaded. That's the data that I need to be able to track it back and find this transcript. So you can get that transcript from this, or sorry, not the transcript, you can get the email about the transcript from the student and email it to transfer@wku.edu. And then we also get transcripts that are dropped in our U-Drive folder from admissions, because admissions still does receive transcripts from other electronic means, and they will drop them in our box and we'll index those daily. If it's been more than 14 working days and the student is still saying, it's not out there, don't really wait that 14 days unless we are in January or August and we are absolutely inundated with 500 transcripts a day. Ask, find out, check and see if it's out on TopNet. If it is not, then let us know, because we want to be able to find that transcript and process it as soon as possible. As always, if you do have a fire situation and we need to take care of it immediately, The important information to provide us is the student's name, 800, and the school, the transcript that we're looking for. If the transcript is not articulated, reasons why might be that the student has not been admitted. That student may have submitted their transcripts and it's been 15 days, but it's not showing up on their account. But if that student has not been admitted yet with an admission decision, it will not populate on our reports and we will not know to articulate it. If the student type, so if the student has been listed as a visiting student, if they've been listed as a grad student, we're not going to articulate that transcript. So you should always check the notes on TopNet on the scanned image documents and see what notes have we put on there. If we're not going to articulate it, we're going to tell you that, and we're going to tell you why. If the student already holds a bachelor's or higher degree, once again, check the notes on the transcript. We're going to tell you if they already hold a bachelor's, we're not going to articulate. Then there are things that occur like just data entry errors. So if we accidentally put the receive date in the wrong place in Banner, then that data is not going to be in the right place, and our report, once again, will not pull that student onto our reports, and we won't know to articulate it. The biggest takeaway from this, if it has been 5 business days since the transcript has physically been received in our office, and you know that because there's a receive date in TopNet, and it hasn't been articulated, feel free to contact the Transfer Center and ask about it. Other important notes are we don't have any special order that we articulate transcripts by priority in regards to actual student types. It's just if they've been admitted, it's receive date. What's the date of receipt? We obviously work the oldest ones first. Like most times, this is only an issue in our high peak times of January and August. If the student is a new admit, they're going to populate, like if they were admitted today, they'll populate on our report tomorrow, and we work those first thing every morning. If a transcript comes in and there's a reason that totals don't match the transcript versus what we're saying at Western, check the notes on the transcript. We're going to tell you why it doesn't match. One of the known errors also with articulation is KCTCS Math 150 commonly gets data entry errored as Math 105. Unfortunately, there is a Math 105, so the easiest thing is just to email transfer or myself, the 800 number, student name, and let us know that Math 105 should be Math 150, and that's an easy correction for us. These are examples of some notes. I'm not going to go over them all. You can read. But they are examples of notes that we put on transcripts. If you don't understand a note, feel free to contact the Transfer Center and we'll explain it more in depth for you. Study abroad transcripts. Those are a little bit different. There's lots of paperwork that goes along with those. If the transcript is here, you will be able to see it on TopNet like every other transcript. Are there notes on it? Lots of times it's going to be the student saying, hey, I only got a transfer elective, but I was told by a department head that I would get a direct equivalency. Great. Where's the form? There is a form that would have been filled out, and I need that. More than likely, once again, the note will tell you on the transcript if I'll say equivalency form not provided, meaning I was not given anything, so therefore I just give transfer electives unless I'm giving a transfer equivalency form with the proper signatures. As always, if there's questions on them, email me the student name and 800, and please state that it is study abroad because I keep that data in a separate folder. If the student is saying, wanting to know exactly what credit they got for a transfer course, there is a easier report to read on TopNet. So you'd go to TopNet, the Advisor tab, put in the Students 800, and then you're going to see at the very bottom, TopNet Reports, View Student Transfer Course History. There'll be another box that comes up. Click the link. Be patient. This is real time. It is going out and grabbing the data right then out of the student's record. It's going to show you all transfer credit. That's going to include ACT, SAT, IB credit, language proficiency credit, and any transfer credit that has been articulated to the student's account. It is a very linear form. It will show you transfer course here, and that equals Western course. You will see the term they took the course, and then if they are part of a group, a grouping rule like Bio 137 and 139 at KCTCS, you will see a number and a letter here. You also see duplications if it is a duplicate course that they've taken in the Western course. If you ever have questions about what they've received or you think it is a mistake, use that nifty snipping tool. Grab the entire report. Oops, now I clicked, shouldn't have clicked. You'll snip the report area for me. It's going to provide me the student name, the 800. You'll have a highlighter option in the snippet app. You can highlight the line in question. There's also a little envelope that you can click and it will automatically pull up Outlook. Insert that snippet for me and you can type the information of, hey, this course should have been blah, 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 or whatever it is that you need to let us know. You can email myself or transfer at wku.edu and we will look at that particular record. The old way to do equivalencies would be to look up on the WKU transfer page, see how my credits will transfer, and then use this wonderfully cumbersome, non-user friendly database. We do have a better option. It is called TEST, the Transfer Evaluation System. It's our new way to do things, all ways to do equivalencies. So if it's equivalencies for all students, this does not work for substitutions or individual exceptions. This is equivalencies for all students. We are processing those through test.collegesource.com. We can instigate a task and submit it to a department. We do it all electronically and no paper is ever harmed in the process. But once again, it has to be credit for all students. If you are not on tests and you want to be, simply email transfer and we will work to get you set up with an account. And as always, training videos such as this will be out at the Faculty Staff Resources tab on the Transfer Center webpage. Future things we're wanting to do with Articulation is just make with Study Abroad to have more equivalency transparency and have the process to be a little bit easier, to get more direct equivalencies for military credit on the JSTs. As always, if you have any suggestions of how to make something more streamlined, more efficient, or just better, let me know. We can talk it out because what we are trying to do is be here for you, to support you so you can support the students and do it in a timely fashion. As always, thank you for your time and I hope this was helpful.